I recently decided to sit down and watch the first round of Super GT at Okayama. My first time watching Super GT. I've been driving the different cars in various simulators over the years. So what were my thoughts on it? Firstly, the GT500s are almightily impressive. They look wonderful, they sound wonderful, and they are exactly what you would think when you think GT racer if you weren't a motorsports fan to begin with. Because you just see the downforce, you see all of the aerodynamics and everything like that. It's the kind of things you'd expect to see at a custom car meet. It's a lot more style, and it does have the substance to back it up, than something like, say, a GT3, which you have in the GT300s. I love the look of GT3 cars, but there'll be some people who think, oh, these supercars, they need to look like this and this and this, and then they'd look at the GT3 and go, oh, that looks nice, but doesn't it need to have, like, the weird bodywork like you see at Le Mans? And GT500 more than does that. It's absolutely wonderful. Secondly, I like the format. This distance-based racing with GTs with driver swaps in there. You get a 300-kilometer race. It takes a little bit longer than you'd expect a Grand Prix to take if you were in dry conditions the entire time. But it looks wonderful, and I know I'm using wonderful over the course of this video already, and I'm probably going to use it a few more times to describe the rest of this. But the spectacle is fantastic, and it allows you, as a racing fan, to see multiple drivers driving the same car, and you get to follow a driver and follow a team as well as a manufacturer. It's really cool to have that. And on top of all of that, the variety of manufacturers and models that you get in this racing is really cool as well. The GT300, you get the modern day GT3 stuff like the Mercedes. Of course, there has to be a Hatsune Miku Mercedes, much like you have in GT3 racing, you see it in GT World Challenge and the IGTC with the Good Smile team. But at the same time, you get a lot more local cars. You get to see the return of, say, a Nissan GT3. You don't tend to see them on the European circuit these days. Or you get to see even more Lexus cars on the grid. And you see some of them in WEC now, and they're making their return. But that's because we still haven't gotten that new Toyota GT3 or Toyota Group GT3 that we've been looking at for quite a while. Further to all of that as well, you get to, well, see some cars that you wouldn't see on the European circuit, like the Subaru or Supra in GT300. I mean, I wish that I'd been watching this when they had the Prius, because that sounded like a wonderful idea, you know, a Prius GT300. But even with the ones that are on offer, it's great. And even in the GT500, you get a nice variety of manufacturers. You could look at Toyotas, you could look at Hondas, you could look at Nissans. It's just so nice to have that kind of manufacturer variety in all of these different competitions. In some ways, I think broadcast could have a couple of extra elements to it that would be even better. I mean, part of the problem is it's on the Motorsport Network, so you have to go behind the paywall to get it. I mean, the Motorsport Network subscription could be alright, because at the same time, you get to watch Stock Car Brazil, which is also going to be a series I'm going to be following when that starts up for this year, because they're switching to SUVs for a touring car series. But the fact that it's behind that paywall puts in that extra barrier. One of the things I liked the Motorsport Network did for the first round of Super Formula, for example, was it was not behind the paywall. You were able to just watch it live. And you could do it for free. It was wonderful to be able to do that. And I think in an era where you get more and more of these things behind a paywall, the less and less that is, the better and better it is. Anyways, as always, do let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section down below. Especially if you think that I missed out on anything from this video. It was a great experience to sit down and watch it, and one of my motivating factors was there were a lot of big names that were on my driver list the end of last year, or Autosports driver list even, that I hadn't seen before. So it was nice to be able to see some of these drivers racing. I'm going to be following the rest of the season. I might make videos the rest of the season as well, depending on how it goes. So thanks for watching and joining, folks. And until next time, it's bye-bye for now.